Hi, this is Louis Economopoulos from the News Tribune in Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Okay.
You got a little time to talk?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing a feature story on you for my newspaper, and what I'm doing is just how you started playing soccer and your years through Tampa and the Americans. And are you signed up now with the Cosmos? Are you playing with the Cosmos now?
No, I've been playing with them, but I haven't signed yet.
You haven't signed?
No.
Is there does Tampa still own you? Is that the reason, or?
No, you see, neither Tampa or the Cosmos own me. I belong to a team in the German-American League called Inter Juliana.
Inter Juliana, right. Yeah,
and it just happened that I went to play indoor for the Tampa Bay Rowdies in 1975.
And that's when they signed you?
They signed, but let me tell you why they're holding on to the rights. There is a rule that they have in the NASL that says that the first team from the NASL that approach a player from any other league, either the ASL or the German America, it doesn't matter. That team is the only one that has the rights to that player.
I see.
You see?
I see.
And that if any other team, in this case New York, wants to buy that player, they first has to go to Tampa and ask them to let the rights go. This way they can approach the player. And it just happened that Firmani, who was the coach for Tampa, the beginning of this year, resigned.
Right.
So, there's been some controversy between Firmani and the general manager for the Rowdies.
I see.
So it's not because it's me, it's just because I happen to be in the middle.
Right.
And that all these problems that they have with Firmani's resignation. So that's the whole thing about
So you're stuck in the middle there, and it's
I'm stuck in the middle, unfortunately, and so I'm paying for, all this stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So there's a possibility, like come April, when it comes to time for the North American Soccer League to open, you might be left without a team again.
Yeah, well, from what I heard from the person in New York that owns my release, he's saying that Tampa will be able to hold on to the rights until next February.
I see.
So after that, they either buy me or they will have to let me go.
I see. How did you get to play like with the Americans? Was that on loan from Tampa?
No, on loan from Inter.
From Inter?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
They just happened to talk to me. Well, I played for the Americas in the indoor that they had.
Right, I remember.
And then, since I played for them, I played well, and so, I was expecting to play in the NASL,
Right.
But nothing came true, I had to go back home because I had some family illness. So by the time I came back, it was too late, so the only choice I had was New Jersey, which, I'm happy that I went there because I really had a good season.
Right. Let's start from your childhood in Costa Rica. What kind of childhood was it, like, if you can recall? Like, was it with a poor family at that time?
Yeah, well, regular, I won't say that poor, but it's just a different way of living, you just have to take whatever you have, you don't have any choice.
Right. Did you play, when did you first start playing soccer?
Well, professional I started when I arrived to the States, but I was playing the juniors back in Costa Rica and any other different teams.
How did you get to come to the United States? Now, I think I read somewhere where there was a doctor involved in Cincinnati that helped bring you here.
Yeah, well, they all make it sound different,
Yeah.
But they were trying to put a team together, right, in 1972.
Is that the comments?
Yeah. So they had a Costa Rican player there, which had come from Miami. He was living in Miami. So the doctor got in touch with him. Talked to him and told him to try to get some players back from Costa Rica. So he just got in touch with one of his relatives and told him about it. And at the time, my brother was playing world soccer. And he was known in my hometown.
What was his first name?
John.
John.
Yeah. So they asked my brother, at the time if he wanted to come over, but he just couldn't make it. He was just trying to make the money for the family at the time. So he just told me for me to come over.
So you came?
So I just came, and since it started to work out well.
So you came instead, and
yeah.
You came. Now I know at Cincinnati, I think you won the MVP twice, I believe, there, right? With Cincinnati, most valuable player there.
72 and 74.
With the Comets.
Right.
Right. What kind of thrill was that? I know you were about 15 at that time, I think.
Yeah. Well, it was at the time I didn't really, knew how much it meant because, it was like anything else, So I was just a kid, and I don't know. I was excited about the significance of it. I didn't feel it until after, after I got into the real atmosphere of soccer, then I knew what it meant.
Right. How did you get to play for Tampa? I know that was, I guess, in '75. You started with them.
Well, I've been playing indoors quite a lot, since I came to New York, and fortunately, I've been doing really good. I think I know the game indoors really well. So it just happened that the coach for Tampa was down here watching some games,
To see Inter then.
He just happened to see me, so they got in touch with me.
Because I know, if I remember correctly, you won the most valuable player down there in Florida,
right?
The first indoor tournament, So how was? I noticed. I didn't go to the China game here. That was in Giant Stadium the other day with the Cosmos, but I noticed the program. Your picture was in there. You were in China.
Yeah.
So you actually went with the team, I guess, to the tour, right?
I was on tour with him. Went to Japan, China, and India.
But you couldn't play, I guess, then.
No, I did play. Yes.
Oh, you did play?
Yeah, I played mostly all the second half. Time.
Was that an agreement reached through Inter, or that allowed you to play, or?
Oh yeah, they had. They had and they didn't have. I don't really know what's going on because I always get the ends of the stories,
Yeah.
So I just don't, where to take it or who to believe,
Yeah.
But as long as I know, I have permission from Inter or Tampa, whoever, and I was able to play.
What kind of experience was that? I know this must have been the first time, obviously, you were with Pele, let's say, the world's best player and all. And going to places like China, which very few American people have been to. What kind of experience was that, traveling with the team?
Well, it was a big thrill, because since it was the first time, and I was going with one, probably the best well-known team in the world right now, and it was just amazing, it was like a dream come true, I always thought of Pele as one of my idols.
Right.
And having the opportunity to play with him, that just made my career,
You got to play against him, though, right, with Tampa?
Yeah.
In the playoffs?
No. Yes, right, you're right.
In the playoffs,
yeah.
I think, what was it, 76?
Yes.
Last year, yeah.
We beat him 2-0, right?
Yeah. I was down there for that. Yeah. So how was it like playing against him as well as playing with him?
Well, it's just, he's such a unique player, that you just have to admire the guy. Because, as an athlete, the way he plays the game is just magnificent,
Right.
And, of course, he's not as good of a player right now as he was maybe 5-10 years ago.
Right.
But still, you can see, how, he's got such a huge imagination,
Right.
And it just, it was a big experience, to tell you the truth, because, I like him so much, and it's just a shame that he's not going to play anymore,
Right, yeah. How about some of your comparisons, maybe, between now that you've played for both an American Soccer League team like the Americans and Tampa, the North American Soccer League? Is there a difference of play that you notice, maybe?
I wouldn't say that much difference on playing, I would say that when it comes down to comparing both leagues, all it ends up is dollars and superstars, that's all. Because you can find as many good players in the American Soccer League as you do in the NASL. In just the style, you know, just about the same.
Well, you're a case in point right there, you know, playing for both leagues, playing again for the American Soccer League, and now let's say if the Cosmos can get you back, you know, playing again for the North American Soccer League. So that's it.
I would say there's not that much difference, you know, when it comes down to soccer, you know. All it is just dollars and cents. That's
right.
all.
And then a few names, you know, like a
Beckenbauer,
right. Cantillo, and so on.
Of course.
I know you've noticed, of course, that soccer has made it pretty big now with the Cosmos. Do you see it making it in the future in the United States?
Sure. There's no doubt about it. You know, I think, you know, of course, it will take maybe a few more years to really come in something like football, or, you know, where in all the games you will have 70,000 people, you know.
Right.
But the sport is just there, and, you know, nobody's going to change that.
Right. What was the highlight of your career so far, as you look back?
Well, I would say,
any one game maybe, or any goal or something that you scored that stands out? Or?
Well, just tell you the truth, I was surprised with some of the goals that I scored this year, you know.
I remember the one you scored with about 6 seconds left that knocked off the Apollo.
Yeah, that was good. Plus the one I scored in the finals. So, you know, I was even myself. I was surprised how the shot went in. You know.
Right.
I would say that, you know, the highlight will be being playing on the team with Pele. You know, Pele and Beckenbauer and Chinaglia, of course.
Plus, I guess with the Americans winning the championship, you know.
Winning the championship here.
That was the first, I guess, championship team you were on, right?
Cincinnati was champion.
Well, Cincinnati, I'm sorry. That's right. Yeah. I remember.
I would say the highlight was playing with Pele on the same team. That's all.
Right. How about maybe a point in your life that was kind of a bad situation where you'd rather not repeat again, or, you know, that it was a low point in your career? Any one game or any situation? I guess maybe the situation now where you're not knowing where you're going to play.
Yeah, this is just a shame for me, you know, knowing that I have a team there, Tampa, I have a team there, New York, the Americans, where I'm in the middle, you know, and, you know, people are just trying to move me from one place to another, and try to hurt me in so many ways, and it's just, you know, I'm sorry that when I came to this country, you know, I had to sign the papers, and, you know, because I didn't know at the time, you know, and it turned around the way it is, because, I don't know, people are just using me, you know, and I'm just sorry about that, you know.
How did you get your nickname, Ringo? I don't think that's your real name, is it?
No, I don't know, it was just publicity, you know, the time that I came to...
The comments?
The comments, yeah, they just... I mean, it was just, and then, you know, I was so young, plus I was a newcomer on the team, so they needed something to attract, you know, the people.
Right.
So, you know, I had, the hairstyle that I had was, you know, like the Beatles. And
I see.
They just happened to pick up one name there.
That's where they got it from, the Beatles, right? But, because it's been used so much that I don't even know your real name, your first name.
My name is Julio, Julio.
Julio, okay. Yeah. Because everywhere I've noticed, you know, I have all the stuff from Tampa that they sent me, and it's all Ringo, you know.
Well, you know, let me tell you, I wouldn't be so known if it wasn't for that name, you know.
Probably.
I think he has carried so much luck for me.
Sure.
But if I had been using my real name, you know, I wouldn't be what I am, you know, I would say.
What was it like playing like in front of a large group of fans like in Tampa? I remember that one time when we came down there last year for the playoffs, it was, 40,000? And so, and maybe looking forward to if you play in Giant Stadium next season. What kind of feeling do you get playing before a lot of people? And I guess you played on the tour in China with a lot of people.
Yeah, well, this is, you know, it's just exciting because, you know, once you're out there playing soccer, you know that people appreciate what you're doing, and, you know, they really like, you know, the way you should, you know, perform. And it's just a big difference, you know, especially for me, I would say, as for any other player, playing in front of so many people, it makes you perform much better, you know, instead of playing, you know, like like in front of 1,000 people or so. I mean, I think it takes a big part, you know, on the performance of the player.
Right.
You know.
Do you always want to stay with soccer? Is there anything else maybe that you wanted to do in your life that got in the way, maybe?
Well, at this point, I don't really know. I would say, you know, I will, you know, as long as I continue playing soccer, then I will get something out of my career, you know, something like some schooling or something. But at this moment, I don't really know about it.
At this moment, it's soccer, 100%. Right?
Yeah, I'm more worried about signing a contract than anything else.
Right. Exactly.
And I don't know. I'm just disappointed because, you know.
I know because you know, I've been to do this story. You know, I had to call the Cosmos and of course Tampa and everybody else like that. And, you know, they're kind of like more or less pushing you aside. It seems, you know, saying Ringo, yeah, he was here, you know, or something. We don't know what he's doing either and stuff. You know, it's like I say, gee, here's a guy you guys are trying to sign, and like, you know, it seems like they put you aside for some reason.
Yeah, you happen to call.
And they don't know what, you know, who's going to make a decision or what. You know?
Yeah. Do you happen to call Tampa by any chance?
Well, I did call, but only so they could send the information to me, you know, some background information. But I'm supposed to talk to Firmani in about 20 minutes or so. He's supposed to call me back. He's at a meeting. So I'm going to try to find out a little more, you know, with the situation.
Oh, you know, I would appreciate if you know, after you talk to him, you know.
Give me a call?
Yeah, maybe
sure.
He give you some information that I don't know.
Possibly, you know.
I always, you know, as I said before, I always get the answer. I don't get the whole truth, you know.
Sure. I'll tell you what.
I always have to find out from somebody else what's going on.
Right. I'll tell you what, I'll call you right back as soon as he gives me the call. It's supposed to call, you know, as soon as I'm done in about 10 minutes or so. He said he was at a meeting, so
yeah, because, you know, as you say, you know, they push me around. And
yeah, it's a shame because, you know, I've seen you play for both Tampa and New Jersey all season. You know, you're a great player, and I know the Cosmos could use you, especially in midfield. But, you know, if no one knows what the heck's going on, it's kind of weird.
Well, it is that way. New York doesn't want to talk to Inter because, you know, Inter is not doing nothing about it, and Inter don't want to hear about New York, and, you know, Tampa doesn't want to hear nothing about New York either, you know. It's such like that, and, you know, it makes you feel like, you know, I'm getting to the point where I could say right now I don't want to play soccer anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Because, I mean, it's just not right. I would say it's not right for me because, you know, if I was the type of guy that, you know, just screw everything up, then I say, okay, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I try to play the game, I always put my whole body, my whole being into it, you know. And, you know, it always turned out the wrong way for me.
Right, yeah.
So,
well, I hope that things work out somehow, you know. Let's see, there was a couple of other things, I guess. So you live in Plainfield now, right?
No, Asbury Park.
Oh, Asbury Park?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were in Plainfield. Okay, it's a good thing I asked you. I was going to put down Plainfield. So with your wife, Debbie, then, right?
Yeah, she's here, yeah.
Do you have any kids?
No, too early.
Are you a U.S. citizen at this point, or?
No, I'm supposed to send the papers this week sometime, but, you know, since all this is happening, you know, just, you know, I'm doing it mostly because of the you know, great chance that gives me to play in any other team besides the Cosmos.
Right.
You know, being an American, you know, it's a lot different, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
But you know, I'm not doing it because I want to be an American. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But you know, to me right now, it doesn't make that much of a difference whether I'm an American or not.
Right.
And you know, I was supposed to send the papers, but I said to myself, "What should I?" You know, I mean, nobody's helping now, so.
Are there any hobbies that you have other than soccer that you get involved with?
Well, right now, not that much. I used to collect the stamps, but I stopped for a while. You know.
How did you learn English so well?
I went to high school.
In Cincinnati then?
Yeah, I graduated from it.
Because I hadn't talked to you through the American season only because every time I had to do a story, it had to be done right away, so I had to do it in a press box, and I never got to the parties, let's say. But, you know, I was sort of like hesitant knowing, you know, does Ringo know English that well, or I didn't really know, because I know your wife must be born here, I guess.
Yeah.
I talked to her the other day, and she's, you know, knew very well. But I'm glad you know very well, and you really helped me with this article. And like I says, I'm going to talk to Firmani now in about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, you know, I appreciate it.
Yeah, if he
get some good information.
Yeah.
From me, you know.
Plus, I want to find out from him how it was in Tampa with you and all. But definitely, I want to find out the situation because I don't know who you're playing for right now. To tell you the truth, I know Inter Giuliana and all, but it's something that people don't know Inter Giuliana. They'd rather hear a Cosmos or a Tampa or something, Americans or something. So I'm going to try to track them down and see what the situation is.
Okay. Oh, one more thing. After you read the article, do you mind sending me a copy?
Definitely. You want me to send it to any office or you want?
No. Can I give you my address?
Sure.
It's 513.
513.
Asbury Avenue.
Asbury Avenue.
Yeah, Asbury Park, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
07712.
07712.
Right.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate
Thank you very much, Ringo, and I'll give you a call as soon as he calls.
All right.
Okay?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Right, bye.
Is Mr. Lou Econom...
Speaking.
Paulus,
How you doing,
Eddie
Coach?
Firmani.
How you doing, Coach?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad.
Uh-huh.
I'm working on a story on Ringo Cantillo for my newspaper,
Yeah.
being that he's from New Jersey and all.
Yeah.
First of all, some comments about him as you saw him then in Tampa when he played for Tampa Bay last year.
Well, he did very well for us.
Okay.
It wasn't last year. It was the year before, 1975.
75.
Yeah, and he played indoor in 75, and the 76 he was with us, wasn't he?
Yeah, in the playoffs last year, I think. I remember going down with the Cosmos. He played, right? Last year?
For Tampa?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he was with us.
Last year. I think last year he played mostly then. More than 70.
No, I think it was 75 if you go back, because the thing is that last year, no, that's right. Last year was with us, and they didn't want him back this year. That's correct.
Because this year he played with the Americans.
That's right.
The New Jersey
I was
team.
just trying to work it out. He played indoor 75, with us 76, and then yes.
When did you first see him, and brought him to Tampa? Was it?
I was notified in the American Soccer League when he was playing for Connecticut.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati
Comets.
All begin with C.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, that's right, with Dr. Capuro. And I saw him play there and indoors and what have you, then I invited him down to come play with us. That's where I first saw him.
Right. Did you see him at all this year with the Americans?
Yes, I went and saw one game down there. I had the opportunity to go and see him once, yes.
What was your impressions of him then?
Well, he's a good young player, But Tampa have the rights to him. They were very kind and gave us permission to use him,
for the tour.
With the tours and what have you. Yes.
And how did he perform on the tour?
He did very well. He didn't get many chances to play, really,
Now, what's his status currently? Is he available for you?
No, he is on Tampa Bay's restricted list.
Which means?
Until February.
Until February.
Yes.
And that means at February they can either sell him or...
No, in February he has the option to go and do what he comes off their restricted list.
Oh, I see. So then he's available for anyone at that time.
Yes.
I see. Is there any contact with the German-American team that he used to play? Do they have any?
Actually, it's owned by Joe Licata. He's a private man who bought him.
I see. But then in February he becomes available though, no matter what.
Yes, I think that is correct.
So would you be interested then in...
I'll have to wait and see exactly what players I have and what players I haven't got,
I see.
Okay. At the moment I am restricted, let's put it that way.
I know what you mean. Okay, Coach, that was pretty much what I needed. I'm doing it just strictly on him and stuff.
Yeah, but he's a very good young player.
Okay, good enough. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.